Hello, Facebook. What is up? What is up? It is currently 12:40 in the morning. I am doing this, and then I'm doing high-low, and then I'm finally going to be able to go to sleep. I'm so excited. Obviously, since the coffee and the yawns. But earlier in the day, I went to get a new planner. For those of you who follow me consistently, you know that I use the Budget Mom planner for my finances and for my household planning, and that is how I run my household and make sure everything gets done. My husband looks at it every day. I look at it every day, just so we can kind of be on the same page and know, okay, well, this is what we got to do today around the house, blah, blah, blah. But I also carry a daily planner for my businesses, and it makes it so much easier whenever you can have it all laid out in front of you to know what you need to do, when you need to get it done, etc. And I take the things from my business plan, or from my daily planner for my businesses and all that, and I plug it into Google Calendar so that way if I am ever, like, for instance, if I leave it at home, or if I don't have it right out in front of me, but I know I need to be moving on to the next thing, Google Calendar will alert me. But I got a new planner, and of course, if you know me, you know I'm all about matte black and cheetah print. Like, I don't like the normal brown leopard print. Don't give me that crap. I want the matte black leopard print. And so I went and found this and thought it was so cute. It's actually just a notebook, but it's a dated, it's a mix between a notebook and a dated planner. But the biggest thing that I am consistently being told is, oh, I wish that I could start a business, or I wish that I could get my health in check and start working out, or XYZ, but I just don't have the time. Baby, we all have the same amount of time in a week. Every one of us do. There's 168 hours in a week. Okay? It's not that you don't have the time, it's that you're not prioritizing your time and you're not keeping yourself on track. So, the number one thing that I do when I start feeling like I'm having leaks within my time, and I start noticing that my time isn't being spent where it's supposed to be spent, is I literally print out a Google spreadsheet, and I track every 30 minutes of my time exactly what I'm doing. And I'm very brutally honest with it. If I binge on Netflix for an hour, I write it down. If I'm on TikTok for an hour, I write it down. I'm very, very honest. And then at the end of that whole week of tracking every 30 minutes, I will categorize it. For example, I spent X amount of hours on social media this week. I spent X amount of hours driving. I spent X amount of hours cleaning the house. Break it down into categories, so then you will see where you can take that time and kind of shift it into something more productive or income producing or whatever. The second thing that I do is I break it down into 5 blocks, okay? And these are just 5 lists of things that happen every day, throughout the day, to help keep me on track with my time. So the first is a power list. Now, on a power list, this changes every day. You just pick the 5 things that are most important that you need to do that day, and you put those 5 things on your power list, okay? This changes every day. It's really, really easy, but you also get that gratification of checking a box off, right? So then the next section is my DMO, or my daily methods of operation. This list rarely ever changes. If it changes, it's because I'm adding something to it. But I will read you this is exactly what I do every single day. I get up and I do good morning home, which means I fire up the diffusers in my house. I do a load of laundry. I unload the dishwasher. I sweep. I pick up any little toys that my son might have left that I didn't catch the night before. I turn on music. I get his breakfast ready for him, make my coffee, etc. Okay, and then I do a reel and a TikTok. And then I do a live, get ready with me. And then I put a post, an educational post up on our oil Facebook and our oil Instagram. And then I do a post in my mom's group. And then I do another reel and another TikTok. And then I do a live training. And then I schedule the podcast. Then I do a post. Then I do our mom's group night post. Then I do high-low. Then I do good night home. Now, good night home is how I keep everything running in my house. Good night home is basically consists of loading the dishwasher and running it, making sure everything's tidied up, and then preparing for tomorrow. So I lay out our clothes, I make sure everyone's bags are packed, I fill the water bottles, I go ahead and put my little espresso capsule in my espresso machine. I get everything laid out, so in the mornings it's literally plug and play. I'm not worried about decision fatigue, because that is a real thing. When you're tired, your mind is not going to make good decisions. It's just not. So I try and do everything possible to eliminate that. I'll prepare his breakfast, my son's breakfast, the night before, put it in the refrigerator, so all I have to do is get it out and heat it up. That's it. And then I update my planners, so I go through here, and anything that's not checked off that I've already done, I check it off, and then I check off our home master planner, and then I update my budget for the day, how much I spent, where my money went, any upcoming bills the next day, I review, etc. Okay? So then, the third block is my workouts. Excuse me. The third block is my workouts. I put the 2 workouts I'm doing for that day. And of course, I don't have a time limit on those workouts. Meaning, I don't have a set time that I do those. I just try and get them in as soon as I can get them in. What it most of the time looks like is right in the mornings before I go to work, I'll do one workout then. And then when I come home before bed, I'll do the other. The next section that I schedule in is personal development. Personal development is very important to me. I run 2 businesses. I am a barber. I'm also selling essential oils, which is the gateway for the community that I've built. So I'm mentoring people, I'm teaching people, I'm training people. So I have to be continually developing myself to make sure that my mind is at a higher level so that I can help others. Because it's not about the money, it's about the impact, right? And you can only make so much impact if you don't know a lot, right? So, personal development. And then self-care is my last one. Self-care is extremely important to me. It is how I honor myself. It is how I take care of my mental health. Self-love is telling yourself, I love you. Self-care is showing yourself that you love you. It's really an act of saying, hey, you are good enough, and I'm going to honor you and show you that instead of just tell you. So I do a morning journal, devotion. I dry skin brush, take a cold shower, do my skincare in the mornings. I use my oils, and then at night I do my PM skincare. I do a journal at night and a meditation before bed, and I usually have a tea or a decaf coffee. And because I love hot beverages, that is what makes me smile. So that is the way that I care for myself. But my point in all of that, and reading you guys all of my 5 blocks, is if it is important to you, you will have time for it. If it matters to you, you will have time for it, because you will make time for it, right? And what is scheduled gets done. So the easiest way to build confidence with yourself and to begin chasing after your goals is to do what you say you're going to do. And honestly, the first way that I would suggest you doing that is just making yourself a daily schedule. Even if you just started with a power list, make yourself a power list and then just do it. Don't think about it. Don't procrastinate it. Just do it and get it done. And then by the end of the day, when all of the boxes are checked, you are going to have such gratification at the amount of things you accomplished, but also with the fact that you did what you said you were going to do. And that is going to build self-trust. That is going to build self-confidence. So when anybody asks me how on earth I do what I do, working 40 hours a week, running a business, mom, wife, all the things. I do graphics for several pages that don't belong to me. I'm a busy woman, but it all gets done because I schedule it. Okay? So if it is important to you, schedule it. That is how I optimize my time. That is how I get the most amount done. That's just it. And it doesn't have to be perfect. One thing that I can't stand is when people say, oh, I'm such a perfectionist. No, you're a professional procrastinator. That's what you are. It does not need to be perfect. It just needs to be done. Okay? So I love you guys so much. I am going to hop back on in about 5 minutes for high-low. But that's my tips for you today. Whenever I was shopping for my planner, it just made me think about it. I was like, you know what? I need to tell my TLP fam that. They would enjoy that. Okay, I'll be back on for high-low in about 5 minutes.